the wonderful world of Pokemon. It's filled with hundreds of pixelated companions, each one unique in its own way. So I decided to kick off Pokemon Month by talking about my favorite of those pixelated companions. Each will be judged on their ability in battle, background and culture, design, nostalgic value, and their appearance in the anime. Any Pokemon can make this list regardless of their generation. They qualify as long as they have something about them that I like. With over 600 Pokemon and soon to be over 800 with X and Y coming out, I'm sure there will be a difference in opinion, so leave that in the comments. Oh, and just a quick warning, I'm a sucker for legendaries. Now I'm going to stop rambling and start off the very first entry in Pokemon Month. I have always loved the Reggie trio. They were elusive and required a lot of logic and skill to find. Unless you're like me and use that wonderful invention known as the internet. Yeah, I know I'm a loser.
Loser. Hey, I've heard this call before.
But which Reggie out of the three do I like the most? Well, that would have to be Reggie Ice, of course. This Pokemon, appropriately named the Iceberg Pokemon, is one of my Gen 3 favorites. Its base stats aren't the greatest until you get to its special defense, which stands at a staggering 200. Though the real reason that this is on here is that this Pokemon was insanely hard to catch. First you had to go to some underwater cave with a Wailord in the front of your party and a Relicanth in the back and read some Braille for some reason. Then you gotta go to some island and battle it. And he's extremely hard to catch, like all the legendaries. But I was able to catch him with a lucky dive ball. So for nostalgia and moveset, Reggie Ice takes our number 10 spot. Oh, and according to his Pokédex entry, he technically can't die. Suck it, Charizard. Before Gen 5, there had never really been a fire bug type, but as soon as Black and White came along, all of that was changed. In Gen 5, Game Freak introduced us to the Pokemon Larvesta, and more importantly, its evolution, Volcarona. Volcarona and Larvesta are the only line of fire bug type Pokemon, and they are awesome! Because of their typing, Volcarona and Larvesta are extremely resistant to fighting bugs, steel, and ice, and they make grass practically useless. Though they do have a ×4 weakness to rock, but who cares about rock? Rock's for babies, and people who can't open their eyes. With a base special attack of 135 and having it learn mainly special moves, Volcarona is a certified sweeper. Volcarona also has a pretty interesting backstory. It's based off a solar deity that controls the sun and its phases. And who wouldn't want a god on their team? When Gen 3 came along, I soon discovered the Pokemon Gardevoir and its evolutionary line. I really liked Gardevoir. For one, it was a psychic type, and I really liked the design of it. Gardevoir always seemed kind of regal to me, and I was especially happy when they granted Gardevoir the new type of fairy in X and Y. But just when I thought that the Gardevoir line couldn't get any better, Gen 4 came around and introduced Gallade. Gallade is a psychic fighting type, and number 8 on our list. Gallade is the evolutionary form of a male Kirlia that is exposed to a Dawnstone. And man, that Dawnstone was worth it. With Gallade's typing, he's only weak to flying and ghost Pokemon, and he has an impressive 125 base attack and 115 base defense, which is tied for the highest base defense of all non-legendary fighting types. Adding to the fact that he learns Leaf Blade at level 6 makes him a tough opponent. He also can learn Psycho Cut, Close Combat, and False Swipe. And having False Swipe also makes him incredibly useful for capturing legendaries, given his high base attack stat. I also like Gallade's design a lot. He's very similar to Gardevoir in the sense that he seems regal and astute. His design is actually based off that of a French knight. All in all, Gallade is a great asset to any trainer's team. Each trainer has a defining moment in their life whenever they have to choose what Pokemon to start out with on their first journey. Grass, water, or fire? Which one will you choose? Well, in my case, I chose water. I traveled far with my Squirtle and conquered many trainers and gyms together. Then one day he evolved into a Wartortle. I liked my Wartortle, but I always felt like something about him was missing. I soon found out that what was missing was giant freaking water cannons. Yep, my number 7 is Blastoise. Not Charizard, Blastoise. Blastoise is one of only 2 Generation 1 Pokemon to make their way onto this list. The main reason why I like Blastoise is for pure nostalgia. He was the first Pokemon I ever adventured with, and he has been stuck in my mind as a representative for the franchise ever since. Not that pesky yellow rat thing. I'm talking about the good old turtle shell right now. Its stats aren't the greatest, but it makes up for it with its good move pool. Through regular training, it can learn Aqua Tail, Skull Bash, and Hydro Pump, though I really like it just for its design and nostalgia. I mean, it's got freaking cannons on its back. How do people think a dragon with a flaming tail can top that? And Blastoise's Mega Evolution looks incredibly cool. You can guarantee that I'm going to get one at the start of Pokemon X and Y now that they've added the feature of getting Kanto starters. You remember when I said that there were only going to be 2 Pokemon from Gen 1 on this list? Yep, Mew is my favorite Pokemon from Generation 1. It's just so pink. I mean, this little bastard doesn't even care about anything. He's just in it for fun. Though while he's an extremely playful Pokemon, he can be a tank if needed. Mew can learn any move in the game, and if you're like me, you taught him Blizzard, Thunder, Fire Blast, and Hyper Beam. Other than being a reliable Pokemon in battle, Mew is actually a very important part of the series. You see, back when Pokemon was first starting to get popular, the internet still wasn't quite what it is today. So things were more well known by word of mouth, and what comes with word of mouth is rumors. Mew was one of those rumors. With all of this mystery spreading of trying to get that hidden Pokemon that was under the truck, it got many people to start playing Pokemon, therefore increasing the popularity and sales of the games. So without Mew and its rumors, we technically might not have the Pokemon that we have today. So you know how people love dragons, and how everyone went crazy over Charizard in Gen 1? And I've already expressed my distaste for that dragon. So what badass dragon does that leave us with? Oh god, no, not that deformed, worthless evolution. I'm talking about Hydreigon. Yep, this 3-headed dragon made it to number 5 on my list. There's nothing really that great about this Pokemon's stats, which are relatively balanced for a pseudo-legendary Pokemon, but it can learn some alright moves. Though what really makes this Pokemon stand out is its typing. Being the only Dark Dragon type Pokemon in the series, it packs quite a resistance to Ghost, Fire, Water, Electric, Grass, and Dark types. It is also the only Pokemon that evolves at level 64, making it the Pokemon with the highest level requirement to evolve to its 3rd stage. Other than that, I also like this Pokemon because of its design. It's something that just screams intimidation. It's named the Brutal Pokemon for a reason. Plus, this Pokemon gets extra points because it's the only one I felt worthy of training to level 100 in Black and White. And please, Game Freak, give this thing a Mega Evolution in Pokemon X and Y. Do it for the children. Back in Gen 1, I used to love Scyther. Part of the reason I loved him was because he was so hard to catch. The other reason is because of how awesome he looks. Except I kinda seemed like there was something missing about his design. Something red. Scizor is awesome. I already love Scyther, and they made his evolution in the second generation so much cooler. For one, it's red. For two, its claws are amazing. For three, it has an insane typing. With the typing of Bug and Steel, Scizor is resistant against normal, Bug, Ghost, Steel, Grass, Psychic, Ice, Dragon, and Dark types. It's also completely immune to poison. The only thing with an upper hand on Scizor is fire, but with a base attack of 130 and insane speed stat, it doesn't even matter because anything will be destroyed before they can even make a move. The only problem with this Pokemon is to get Scizor, you had to trade a Scyther while holding a Metal Coat. And most gamers like me spend all their time playing Pokemon, so they don't exactly have friends to trade Pokemon with.
Know my power.
Appropriately named the Pitch Black Pokemon, Darkrai is third on this list, and he is a certified beast in battle. With the amazing combination of Dark Void, which puts any Pokemon to sleep, then simultaneously heal yourself and hurt the opponent with the move Dream Eater, all while the opposing Pokemon is stuck in a state of sleep and can't make a single move. Though the main reason why I love this Pokemon is actually because of his appearance in the movie, Pokemon: The Rise of Darkrai. In The Rise of Darkrai, Darkrai is a Pokemon that is completely mistaken. Everyone thinks that he's evil because he causes nightmares to fall upon the people of the town. Though he actually saved one of the main characters, Alice, from falling and dying as a child. But Darkrai's defining moment is not when he saves Alice's life. What really makes me love this Pokemon is what he does near the end of the movie. In the last half of the movie, the creators of Time and Space, Dialga and Palkia, are fighting and are going to destroy all of Alamos Town if they continue. So Darkrai tries to intervene, and with not exactly good results. That's right, in the 10th Pokemon movie, Darkrai dies. This incredible show of valiance is why I love this Pokemon. Everyone disliked him and wanted to banish him from his own town, though he selflessly defended it from destruction. This shows that Pokemon can be more than tools that PETA makes them out to be. They can be friends, partners, and teachers. And that is why Darkrai has made it to third on this list. Hey guys, you remember how we had that really profound moment last century? Yeah, that's not going to be the case here. Because my second favorite Pokemon in the Pokemon series is Rayquaza, and he's a badass!
God damn it, that dog is a freaking badass!
I'll be honest, there's no deep thought in this entry. I just love this Pokemon because it looks so cool. Being the mascot for Pokemon Emerald and one of the main Pokemon featured in Destiny Deoxys, my favorite Pokemon game and my second favorite movie in this franchise, it was no surprise that he had to make it onto this list. He also holds a lot of nostalgia for me, because he was one of the legendaries that I wasn't able to catch until later in my life. Now, I played Pokemon Emerald when I was younger, and I wasn't exactly the smartest person when I was younger, and I ended up wasting my Master Ball on a Ditto that angered me. So I went many years without even realizing how to catch Rayquaza, until 2 summers ago when I finally caught him. And I loved him! With a base attack and special attack of 150, anything Rayquaza throws at you is bound to hurt. Also, it gets bonus points for having the coolest looking shiny form ever. But before we get to the end of this list, let's have a little recap. Number 10, Reggie Ice. Number 9, Volcarona. Number 8, Delayed. Number 7, Blastoise. Number 6, Mew. Number 5, Hydreigon. Number 4, Scizor. Number 3, Darkrai. And number 2, Rayquaza. So you guys remember how I said that Emerald was my favorite game of all time? And that Destiny Deoxys was my second favorite Pokemon movie? Well, guess what I like better than Rayquaza in the 3rd gen? Deoxys is probably the most unique Pokemon ever created. He's an alien virus that came from a comet passing through space. His body and name resemble that of deoxyribonucleic acid, or more commonly known as DNA. Though what sets him apart as a Pokemon is that he has 4 completely different forms, which can be changed by interacting with the 4 meteors in Veilstone City. His 4 forms consist of Defense, Neutral, Attack, and Speed, which if seen in that order spells out DNAs with the first letter of each word, and each stat has the highest base stat of any Pokemon when Deoxys is in that certain form. When in Attack form, Deoxys has a base stat of 150, same when in Speed and Defense, though only with that correlating stat. And if you haven't guessed it by now, I am a massive nerd, so I appreciate the subtle references to biology and science, with things such as his arms representing a strand of alpha helix DNA when in Attack and Neutral form. It is the attention to detail and creativity that is what I love about Deoxys. It is also the reason why I love Pokemon, because Pokemon allows a player to be free. It allows them to adventure and bond with their partners. And with that, I wrap up the very first countdown of Pokemon Month. Come back next week where I get a little negative and talk about my top 10 least favorite Pokemon. Until then, thanks for watching.